Hello everybody, Miss Ladedah here, and today it is St. Patrick's Day, in case you haven't guessed. But I am going to go ahead and film my book club video because I have so much going on this month. I figure I should film it right now while I just ended the book and it's still fresh in my mind. Even though I am recording it now, this video will not film until the end of the month as usual. But let me get into the book. It was a really good book. I recommend it. I am going to put it down in my Amazon kit down below. If you click on that link, you can go to my Amazon link and you can buy the book for yourself, which I highly recommend. And it is called The Money Tree, a story about finding the fortune in your own backyard. And what this book is about, just to summarize it all up, is about reselling and finding items around your home that you would like to sell. And I have done this for years and years, probably for the past 3 years now. I used to sell on an app called Mercari. But I previously have stopped doing that because other things just got in the way and I don't have the time or the space to do it anymore. But it's called reselling, and it's a way that you can make money off of items that you already own, and I'm sure everyone is very familiar with that. You see commercials all the time on TV, like Poshmark. Mercari for a while was doing commercials as well. And so that's what this book was basically about, but with a twist. So it's very well written. It's a great story about financial hardship as well. And it has a lot of reselling factors, like I just said. There's 5 guiding principles to starting the reselling side hustle. And the book basically revolves around these 5 principles, but it throws in some obstacles as well. And that's generally what you can expect with life, right? Like, you think everything's, hunky-dory, and then life throws something at you and you have to figure out a way around it. Well, that happens with reselling, especially with the cost of shipping going up and down, and that's another reason why I stopped doing that. But that's an entirely different video. I don't want to talk about that right now. So anyway, let's talk about the 5 principles that he mentions in the book. Number 1, everyone's an expert at something. So even let's say that you don't want to resell, like you just don't want to do that. You know how to do something, and you can help people by doing that something, but you can pay yourself on the side for that as well. Don't be afraid to charge people money for your time. You are worth that. The number 2 is go from idea to service to product, which is like I just said, you are worth it. If you have something that you can offer to someone and they need that something that you have, well, you want some incentive for that too, right? So go from idea to that. For example, I'm going to use this as an example. This is what helped me decide to start reselling when I did years ago. A lady that lives here in my neighborhood, she started dog walking and made a fortune just from dog walking. We have several elderly people that live in this neighborhood, and she dog walks. She put an ad in the newsletter, our neighborhood newsletter, that she would come walk your dogs. I'm not quite sure how much she charged. I didn't get into all that, but she was able to do that, and she could do it at her own leisure, whenever she wanted, on her terms. And she made a fortune by doing it, and she still does it to this day. And sometimes I'll see her walking 3 or 4 dogs at a time. It's something as simple as that. I have a friend that goes and cleans an elderly neighbor's house, and she makes like $100 to $150 a week just cleaning these people's house. So yeah, there's always something out there. Spend as little money as possible, and that's key. You want to spend less than what you're going to be bringing in. It's called profit. Launch before you're ready. That one was a real tricky one for me to get over. Launch before you're ready. If you sit and you wait until you're ready to launch, you may be sitting forever. So just do it. As soon as you get the idea, and as soon as you get the all of the finances and all of the details down, just do it. Don't wait, just do it. Do it scared. Do it scared. Otherwise you won't do it. And then the number 5 is improve as you go. So when I first started doing the whole reselling thing, I started selling antiques that I had won at storage auctions. And I would, take pictures galore. I would research how much, they were going for on different platforms. I would give as much information in the description as possible, and then I would price it. However, I had to buy a lot of bubble wrap and tape and this and that. Pretty soon, I wasn't making a profit. I was putting out more than I was getting in. And so then I decided to switch gears. And I said, you know what? I'm just going to stick to clothes. So I would get clothes out of a storage unit that went to auction. And I would do the same thing, only with clothes. And it was much cheaper to do it that way. But then the whole mail system thing got screwed around, and the price of shipping just skyrocketed. So when that happened, Mercari said, well, we have to raise our prices too. And so then the seller's fee went up, and then shipping went up, and then nobody started buying, and then COVID hit. And that made things even worse. And at that time, I just said, you know what, I want to wash my hands of this and be done with this, because it just wasn't, I don't know, it just wasn't panning out for me like it had been in the past years. I made easily $50 to $100 a week. Easily, sometimes even more than that. Sometimes way more than that. And so when you add everything up, I was making $400 to $500 a month just selling things that I had bought from a cheap auction storage unit, or even things that I had around my house. I sold a lot of my clothes too on there, and makeup and things like that. And that didn't cost me anything. And also something else that made me want to stop was people started catching on to the whole storage unit auction thing, and prices of units went sky high. And I was like, oh, okay, there's no way I can make all of that money back that I would be spending out on a unit. So I just stopped for a while. I am thinking about taking it back up again because I do miss it. It's so much fun. It's addicting. You get that first couple of sales and you're like, oh yes, I like this, and you want to keep doing more. So I am thinking about getting started back up in it when things calm down. Right now things are just nuts for me in my personal life, and I don't want to get into it, but there's just a lot going on, and I really don't have the time to do it right now because it can be time consuming at times. But you get out of it what you put into it. That's something to remember as well. So if it's something that you're more interested in, there's a lot of books about it out there. But this one's called The Money Tree, and it's a really good story. Now there's other titles by the same author that kind of do the same kind of thing. They talk about the reselling, and it's called Side Hustle, The Happiness of Pursuit, The $100 Startup, and The Art of Nonconformity. So if you're interested, definitely check those books out. So that's going to do it for today's video. Thank you so much for watching. Next month's book is going to be by Christy Wright, called Take Back Your Time. And so this is going to be April's book of the month. And this too will be down in my Amazon link below. Okay, that's going to do it for today's video. Thank you so much for watching. This is Miss LadeDah saying ta-ta for now and happy St. Patrick's Day.